Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here, and today's video is the first video I'm posting on a Tuesday. This is Tier List Tuesday. And I figured I'd start out, as we're in the NFL season, with an NFL teams tier list. So we have some tiers labeled. We got favorite teams. Like the players, don't really care about the team, but supporting the players, don't care. Don't really have an opinion either way in this category. Don't like, prefer to not see them win, and will never cheer for. Pretty self-explanatory category. I've got a couple of other thoughts for tier lists I can do in the upcoming weeks, but if there are any tier lists you want to see me do, I'm using tiermaker.com at the moment, and they have a lot of pre-made tier lists. So I titled these, but they give you all the images. So if you find a tier list on there that you want me to fill out, let me know, link it in the comments of this video. So we'll get started off. I think it was organized by division, but I kind of messed with it a little bit, some of the pictures, so we're just going to go with the order that they've given me. First we have the Tennessee Titans, and honestly, don't really care. It's such an inoffensive team to me. I don't mind seeing them win, but it kind of depends on who they're playing against. This category is kind of if they're playing against someone I like, I want them to lose. But if they're playing against someone I don't like, I want them to win. The Miami Dolphins, I don't like. They're in the AFC East. We'll see farther down the line which AFC East team will go on my favorites. But AFC East teams will probably be down here. The Cleveland Browns, I like the players. Baker Mayfield. I've been really enjoying his commercials, honestly. The State Farm commercials that he's in? Great commercials. That gets him it gets the Browns into like the players. Unfortunately, he's been hurt, so doesn't make a difference right now. Jacksonville Jaguars, again, very inoffensive to me. I don't really care. The Lions, again, don't really care. I'm not a big fan of Matt Stafford, but now that he's gone, they're just kind of bad and not making waves. So they don't bother me. The Vikings, they're going to be in don't care, but I'm not going to vote for them. Or not vote for them. I'm not going to root for them that often. The Buccaneers, definitely like the players. Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. I think I'm hinting at what team will be my favorite out of the AFC East. But I definitely like the players, and I was not upset to see them win a Super Bowl. San Francisco 49ers, again, like the players. Jimmy G, a former Patriot. Shocker. Once I see it, you know what? I'll grab it. I'll grab the Pats. We'll bring them. Since it's the last one, we'll bring them to favorite teams because they are. So, yeah, cool. We're back to how we were. The Patriots are my favorite team. Have always been my favorite team and always will be. But teams with former Patriots players, I do enjoy. The Falcons, I don't like them. Not really even. I mean, they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and that was a fun time for me. After the third quarter started, I don't really like them. Not even just that game. I think Matt Ryan's kind of a useless quarterback, in all honesty. I don't think they've been doing the best offseason roster moves either, so I don't really like. The Ravens, I don't really care, but this year I do have Lamar Jackson in fantasy football, so I do see myself rooting for them more often than not, but that's purely because I want to win fantasy football, not because of the team. The Chicago Bears, again, don't really care. I kind of used to feel like the Bears were annoying. Jay Cutler, never really liked him, but nowadays they don't do much. The Bengals, they'll get a high don't care, because I like to see a new team come through the woodworks. That's cool. But I also I don't have any loyalty to the Bengals. The Cowboys will never cheer for. I hate the Cowboys. Their coach is gone now. I can't remember what his name was, but the one that they had for a few years was just a Jerry Jones puppet. I never really liked Tony Romo, although he's a lot less annoying to me now that he's an announcer, and I actually think he adds some good comments now and then to a football broadcast. So that's nice, I guess. The Texans will go and don't care. They're just kind of bad. I've never really had a problem with the Texans. The Colts, they're definitely a low don't care. Back when there was a rivalry with the Peyton Manning Colts and the Tom Brady Patriots, they would have gone lower. But nowadays, especially with both of us not being good teams this year, I have no issues. The Rams I'm going to peg at don't like. I was never a big Rams fan, and then they got Matt Stafford, which I already said with the Lions that I don't really enjoy Matt Stafford. I don't think he's as good as people say he is, although this year might be proving me completely wrong. But yeah, they're going to sit and don't like. The LA Chargers, when they're in San Diego, I'd say don't care. But an LA team gets a don't like from me. Just I'd rather not root for an LA team. Kansas City Chiefs. I've got to put them in don't like, surprisingly. I don't mind them, but for a couple of years they were the front rivalry for the Patriots, and it would be nice to see some new teams coming out of the AFC, so I'll put them at don't like. The New Orleans Saints, definitely one of my favorite teams, probably my favorite NFC team. I always thought Drew Brees was a classy quarterback and classy player, and Sean Payton was a fun coach in my opinion. Although the year that they had, is it Rob Ryan as their defensive coordinator, I did enjoy watching them give up a lot of points and see his dumbfounded face. The New York Giants, we'll never cheer for them. Too much pain from the 2 Super Bowl losses. And it shouldn't be surprising that a Boston fan puts a New York team in we'll never cheer for, realistically. It is fun watching them lose. As much as the Patriots are also losing this year, it's nice seeing the Giants lose. The Eagles, I don't really like them either. Played them in a Super Bowl as well, but I think there's something with the NFC East and AFC East where it's just a regional. You want to be the best in your region. So a lot of the NFC East teams find themselves in the bottom tier, and AFC East teams will find themselves in the bottom tiers. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I will definitely never root for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin is an idiot. He inherited the team that won the Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger hasn't done much since, and the team is definitely not nearly as good defensively as it has been in the past. And I would love to see the Bengals and the Ravens come out on top in the AFC North. The Broncos, another team that goes and don't care. Even when Peyton Manning was there wasn't quite as much of a rivalry between the Broncos and the Patriots as when he was on the Colts. But I never really had an issue. The Tim Tebow year was pretty cool to watch. The Packers, I don't mind the Packers. I'll put them in like the players just because they're definitely above the don't care category. I think Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback. And one of the best of the generation for sure. And I have a couple friends who are Packers fans, so I do enjoy seeing the Packers win because I know it's making someone else happy that I know. So that's fine. The Panthers, I don't really like them. Maybe it's the fact that they have Sam Darnold now, and that they used to have Cam Newton. But I've never enjoyed the Panthers. Yeah. That's really all I have for the Panthers. The Raiders, I don't like. There's not much of a reason for it. I don't know. Even when they were in Oakland, wasn't their biggest fan. I think their stadium now is, they paid a lot for not the greatest, but whatever. I also think Derek Carr is a bit of a fraud. He's not the best, is he? Like, he gets very overhyped and then kind of just produces the same lackluster performance year in and year out. So they do look like they could be better this year, but I don't know how long it will last. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Washington football team. You know what? They were going to get don't like, but I have to move them to will never cheer for just because it's taken them 2 years to come up with a team name. And at that point, I'm just not going to root for you. Arizona Cardinals, they'll go in the players. I like the city. This is a kind of vague thing. Green Bay's in here. I don't really care about most of the players. The Cardinals are going in there. I like Phoenix. So, if the Saints aren't in it, and these teams, the NFC, I have a lot of second favorites because my favorite team is in the AFC. Whereas the AFC, I really don't have many second favorite teams because I'm normally rooting for the Patriots to beat those teams. So, on the other side of the bracket, I have other teams that I can fall back on and root for. Buffalo Bills, I don't like. They never seem to be a threat at the same time the Patriots are. The Patriots have been bad the last couple of years, and the Bills have taken that power gap, or the power vacuum that's opened up in the AFC East. And I've not minded it. If the Patriots are doing that bad, somebody's got to win the AFC East, and I think they've represented the AFC East pretty well. Beating the Chiefs this year in the regular season, so that's cool. We got the Seahawks. I don't really care. I think Russell Wilson's a cool quarterback. Right now they have some really fun wide receivers to watch, although neither of them are on my fantasy team, so it's painful some weeks. A couple of years ago, probably would have been put in don't like because of the Super Bowls, but I have no ill feelings after those Super Bowls. They didn't hurt me that bad. We won. The Patriots won that Super Bowl, so it wouldn't hurt. But it didn't seem like it was a rivalry game. It was just two good teams making it to the Super Bowl. And finally, the Jets. I think we all know where this one's going. The very bottom. We'll never cheer for. It's the Jets. There's not much to cheer about with the Jets. I have a friend that's a Jets fan, and he is happy for the preseason. And then once the regular season hits, there's not much there. This is my tier list. We'll scroll up so we can see the top a little better because that's kind of the one that's more important. Let me know if there's teams that you would move around, how your tier list would differ from mine. I hope your tier list differs from mine because if it was the exact same, that'd be kind of frightening. Like I said at the beginning, if there are any tier lists you want me to do, I'm doing this on tiermaker.com. There's a bunch of pre-made tier lists. I found this one with all the images already pre-made. I would just have to fill it out. So if there's one on there that you want me to do, let me know down in the comments below. I'm planning on doing tier lists every Tuesday from now until I run out of ideas for tier lists. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.